I got involved in this project about 2 years ago when it became clear that there was going to be a lot of activity in the county about the First World War, and maybe it would be a good idea to not just focus on what was happening abroad and the soldiers, the mud and the blood, but to think about what the First World War meant for people who were living in Staffordshire. And then we discovered that Staffordshire had the military service appeal tribunal papers for the Mid Staffordshire Tribunal. Now, most of those papers were destroyed at the end of the war, so to find a collection like that, a whole collection with supporting papers from the man who had been the military representative, Eustace Joy, was a real find. And these documents, surprisingly, because they're about individual men's case as to why they shouldn't go immediately into the army, actually reveal a great deal about other people than themselves. So it's a human story, but not just the human story of the man who may or may not want to go and fight in the army, but also his immediate family, his community, his work colleagues, all of those, his fellow believers, for example, for those who are opposed to the war, either because of religion or because of their politics. All of that can be revealed in one way or another through these kinds of documents. And why that's interesting is that perhaps in the past it was thought that the tribunals were really only about rooting out those who were slackers, as it was called, or those who were opposed to the war. But what we've found is that there are huge numbers of cases, and most of those cases are actually about men who are saying, it will cause me economic or domestic hardship to go into the army, either immediately and I need time to sort my affairs out, or entirely. And so this is a very different kind of story, and these are going to be ways of finding out about your family and community which give a kind of different story to war service, or who were the brave men and so on. These documents are all going to be available online, so it will be possible for someone living in an area to decide that they'd like to know more about what the war was like in their particular community, their town, their village, their neighbourhood, or their family name. They can chase their family name and see what comes up. We've decided that not only we want to make available the documents that we've found online, and there's also there's a blog that's been going on over some period of time where you can see particular stories, but also we thought rather than just sort of publish that, we would put together, the volunteers and with my support, and I'm going to write it, a book which is a popular history of everyday life on the Staffordshire home front. That book will come out next year, and I hope that many people in Staffordshire will enjoy it.